Hi, welcome to Voice of Her Own. I'm Allison Kinnear. I'm in a new place in my house because I have a very special video to share with you. For those of you who are new to Late Night Snack, it is a time where I just do a quick video about self-care and about parenting and about life. And so welcome. I do this every Wednesday night at 9 o'clock. Tonight's topic is on dealing with anger. And the reason why I chose this topic is because it has come up so frequently with friends, in conversations with friends these past 2 weeks, as well as with nearly every single client of mine. And we're not really taught how to deal with anger. In fact, as women, we're often allowed all the range of emotions available to us except for anger. And if you're a man, you are usually only allowed one emotion, which is anger. So for women, oftentimes anger just sneaks up on us. It doesn't, it's something that we're often not aware of until we're just kind of like discharging it in someone's general direction. So tonight I wanted to talk about how we can get in touch with our anger and also what to do when it shows up, because it does and it will. And the thing about anger is it's this really strong, powerful energy that builds in our bodies. It's something that, if we're most used to living kind of from here up in our heads, we can't really resolve anger just in our minds. Anger demands that we do something with our bodies, which is why I'm here tonight and to show you a few things. So I guess the thing that I would encourage you to become aware of is when anger shows up for you. Where do you feel it in your body? And to be aware of it and use some of these tools so that you can kind of clear the anger or discharge the anger, but not in the general direction of your children or your pets or your partner or other drivers on the road. If you find yourself yelling at other drivers on the road, I might recommend a daily anger practice, because we need to, it's like the anger's in our body and then it just like squirts out like a jelly donut in these random directions, right? If we don't deal with it. The other thing about anger is oftentimes it starts kind of, I'm going to back up a little bit. It starts kind of low in our bodies. We can like feel it in a tightness in our belly, and it kind of like wells up. It kind of begs for us to like let it out. But as women, we're often taught not to express anger. And so we stop it like here in our neck and throat region. We don't speak it. And so what happens is the anger just kind of gets trapped and we just shove it. We try to just shove it right down. And that's usually not very helpful. With anger, it's kind of better out than in. So would you like to hear like some cool tips? I have a lot of tools to deal with anger, and if you're one of my clients, you might be aware of some of them. I feel like Hector the Collector, just collecting all these different tools, and but the two that I'm going to show you tonight are the most let's say politically correct, or the most, these are ones that you can teach your children, because oftentimes we're not taught how to deal with anger. We just, we don't really have effective strategies that we've been taught. And so these are things that you can teach your kids to do when they're angry, so that they're not hurting objects or hurting other people. Okay. So here, I'm going to show you two activities, and what they all have in common, what I have found to be the most effective way to kind of like process anger it through our bodies in a healthy way, is you kind of want to engage three parts of our bodies at the same time. One, our hips. We store a lot of anger in our hips. So anything you can do to feel like kind of like a tension or a release in your hips is going to be really important. So one of the activities I'm going to show you involves kind of like bending forward and picking up an object. And in that bending forward, it's going to be a time to like really stick your rear end out. I know we're taught not to, but it's important that we do so because it gives us that nice deep stretch in our hips that helps us release some of that anger. The second part of our body to engage are the joints in your upper body, your shoulder, your elbow, your wrist. These joints can hold a lot of tension with anger. This is why we feel like throwing things through a door or throwing things through a window. It's because our joints are kind of begging us to release some of this energy. And the last thing is your voice and your breath. So, and when you engage your hips, your joints and your arm and your breath and voice at the same time, then it can make for some really powerful letting go, okay, of anger. And if extra bonus is if you can curse. The F-bomb is a really great word to use at this time. And if there are little ears around, you can do a big deep breath, like a forceful breath, like a kind of breath that starts here in the belly. Or you can shout or yell pain, 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 pain. Okay. And if you do want to discharge some of your anger in a productive way when your children are around, I would just give them the heads up and say, I'm feeling really angry right now, and I'm going to go and take care of my anger. And then go and take care of your anger, and then you can come back and talk to them about it. They might want to witness you so that they can see what discharging anger looks like, and that's okay. This is how we learn. Okay, so the first technique I want to show you is one that I learned. It's a Qigong activity. And for those of you who don't know what Qigong is, it's kind of like Tai Chi. It can be a meditative exercise, but this one can be really powerful in discharging anger. And again, it works your hips, it works your joints, and it also works the breath and the voice. So the motion is you're going to do a big jump, and so you're going to want to like really bend at the knees. You're going to throw down with your arms in like a powerful way so you can feel it all in your joints. And the voice and breath is going to be a ha. Okay, and again, that comes from the belly. So the way it looks like all together, and before you do your anger practice, I would recommend conjuring up your anger. Try to collect your anger, starting at your feet, and kind of like let it build. And the whole purpose of this is not to discharge anger at a person. It's not helpful to the situation, even if you're really mad at somebody. But because that can really reinforce that pattern. Instead, the idea is to discharge the anger, to get it out of your body so you can then think and then have more productive conversations. Does that make sense? So you'll want to kind of like build up what it is, something that you're angry about, and then ha! Ha! Like a stomping and throwing down, and I can feel like electric waves like going up through my legs with that, and I can feel the power in my arms. Okay, so that's one thing you can do. The other thing you can do, a special shout out to Katie, for my lovely neighbor and friend, for loaning me her medicine ball. We took a class with Kayla. Hi, Kayla. And she has 10-pound energy balls, but at the gym. But Katie is just like super strong, so she's got a 15-pound medicine ball. Whatever floats your boat. And the way this one works is you'll want to start off by, again, it does the same thing, just in a different way. You'll want to put the medicine ball over your head, and it's going to be a slam with a quick pickup at the end. You kind of want to pick it up on the bounce. And again, that's when you're going to do the bending over and feel that nice stretch. And if you can curse or shout or let out a big deep breath in the process, all the better. So it goes like this. Whoops. And I just alarmed my dog. You might see her running in, checking on me. So these slam balls can be really powerful and just like slamming it down. Usually anger wants to go one of two directions, down to the ground, which are the two activities I showed you. And then other times it wants to come up and kind of out. What I like about the medicine ball is you kind of lift it up and also bring it down. Hi, Riley. You're okay. You're okay. Yeah, everything's okay. So anyway, I hope you find that helpful. If you find anger just kind of squirts out at you at random times in general directions that are not beneficial, then I recommend doing this on a daily basis. Do some preemptive anger, get in touch with it. And so when it shows up, you know how to take care of it, right? Let's see, who's here? Hi, Bridget. Hello. Let me see. Hi, Barbie. Oh, hi. Hi, Joel. So glad to see you on here tonight. I wanted to tell you of two events going on also. If I'm going to teach some things around anger and also self-care so you can avoid that end of the night, like wiped out feeling. That is so common when you have young kids around and you're working. I have two workshops, one tomorrow night at the Maple Valley Library at 7 o'clock and one on Saturday morning at the Issaquah Public Library at 10 o'clock. These are going to be really amazing workshops, really powerful. I've gotten a ton of positive feedback about it, and so I hope you're able to join me for one of those. Hi, Ashley from Texas. Sorry, Barbie and Ashley and Joel, none of you are in town, but hopefully I can get you some of these tools on an online version webinar at some point. But for right now, I'm keeping them local, and so you're just gonna have to come out and visit me. That's all that's needed. So anyway, I hope you have a wonderful evening. Thanks so much for joining me. Keep up your anger practice so that you can let it out in healthy ways and not towards your loved ones. And I hope you have a wonderful night of uninterrupted sleep tonight and always. And I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye.